Why can't the good people in Ellsworth, Maine follow the science? This is serious. It's wintertime, and you're not following the science. And the science is well established. So I'm just sitting there in my morning routine, reading my, just doing my morning reading. And I check my YouTube feed, and I see a video from the Ellsworth, Maine Planning Commission. I don't know why I got that in my feed, but I said, let me check this out. And I'm saying there's a couple guys with masks who are not following the science. I'll show you here in just a second. Then after I get done with that, I go, they put the next one, which is a city council meeting. There's a couple ladies with masks, and they aren't following the science either. I mean, the science is clear, people. If we're going to take this seriously and try to beat this back, we have to follow the flipping science. And if you're not following the science, you're wrong. All right, so let's go into this. Let's see, here's this masked lady at the 1957 moment in Ellsworth, Maine, and she's got her hand on her mask. And I'll show you why that's not following the science here in just a second. Here at the 12:13 mark, she's got her hands on her mask, and that's not following the science either. And she's been like that for a while, too. I mean, look, this is the 10:30 mark, and she's still got her hands on her masks. 14:24 mark, still got her hands on her mask. That's over almost 5 minutes. Handed off the baton to her at the 1950 mark. She got her hand on her mask. So she just gave it back to, one second. She passed the baton back to her, so now she's got her hand on her mask again. And you can see again, she's got her hand on her mask. This is going on a minute now, and she keeps touching it, not paying attention to the science. So now they keep switching back and forth. So now she's got her on the 44-minute mark. So we're not paying attention to science. So let me show you what the science actually says, and I want to show you the Planning Commission meeting too. So here's from the Mayo Clinic. Can masks slow the spread of the virus that causes, you know what? Yes! Face masks combined with other preventative measures such as getting vaccinated, frequent hand washing, and physical distancing can help spread the slow of you know what. All right. Now, but what they say is here's the surgical masks. All right. So I'm not sure what these guys are wearing here. She might have an N95. I'm not sure. I can't tell what she's got. All right, but either way, we're going to come down here and we're going to show you, remember what masks, cloth masks and surgical masks, what they do is they stop droplets. All right, they're meant to protect the wearer from contact with droplets and sprays that may contain germs. And then a cloth mask, the same thing. It's intended to trap respiratory droplets that are released when the wearer talks or coughs or sneezes. But, all right, so if you wear a mask, all right, make sure it fits and seals close to your face. Proper use and storage and cleaning of masks also affects how well they protect you. Follow these steps for putting on and taking off your mask. Wash or sanitize your hands before and after putting on your mask. Place your mask over your mouth, nose, and chin. It makes sense. Tie behind your head. Make sure it's snug and against your face. Don't touch it while you're wearing it. Don't touch your mask while wearing it. If you accidentally touch your mask, wash or sanitize your hands. I didn't see any of those people following the science and washing or sanitize their hands. All right, so regularly wash your cloth mask in the washing machine or by hand. All right, remove the mask by untying it or lifting off the earlobes without touching the front of the mask of your face. So it's very important not to touch the mask, obviously. So we want to follow the science here. So here are these two guys from the Ellsworth Planning Board that met just the other day, and we got one mask guy and another mask guy. And so I followed, and I said, well, how much are these guys following the science? And what you'll see here is that in the first 10 minutes, this guy manhandles his masks, and he never sanitizes after. In the first 10 minutes, this guy does. And it's not good because he's not following the science, and I wish people would. Pulling on his mask at the 7:12 to 7:15 mark, and that's just, so basically, he touched his mask 4 times, manhandled it the first 4 times the first 10 minutes. He touched his once in the first 10 minutes, and I said, okay, so obviously no one's following the science here in Ellsworth who wears a mask. So we've had 4 mask wearers, and all 4 don't follow the science. And around the 30 and 35 second mark, they're both not following the science. That's just not good. You got to follow the science, man. This is serious stuff. And then this guy was not following the science from the 34 mark for a very long time. This guy followed the science a little bit better, but not as good as what the science actually says, because he was, he was consistently touching, picking, not as manhandling as much as this guy, but he wasn't following the science either. I think there's a oops, hold on a second. Anyway, so routinely in both of these videos, science was not being followed, and I find this frustrating after what's gone on for the last 3 years that we're still not following the science, and it's just too bad because look, we even have a retraction article. Here's a guy, Barack something, and he was questioning the science back in 2020, and he since had to retract his article where he questioned the efficacy of masks. And look, you see, it says this article has been retracted. Retracted. So not only do we have science is being retracted for questioning the efficacy of wearing a mask, but we know what the science is, which you can't touch. You can't touch it while you're wearing it. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't. And this one guy from the Planning Commission actually pulled it so he could itch and then pulled it back. That's not scientific, man. We got to take this stuff seriously, or else we're going to be doing this for another 3 to 5 years as well. So let's follow the science, shall we? Come on, Ellsworth, Maine. You could lead the way in being purveyors of scientific knowledge. All right, we'll see you.